Knowing what I know now, obviously, I feel tremendous humility about my coverage, that Lara Trump interview, for example, et cetera.
We'll get to that.
She saw something that I did not see at the time, 100%. And
welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Veteran Uncensored. My name is Chris Rodriguez. We're going to be reacting to Jake Tapper as he gets annihilated by Megyn Kelly over the Lara Trump, episode that they had a few years back, but most importantly over the Biden cover-up, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Let's go.
Biden to be transparent about his health records in an interview in 2020. I did ask him about the fact that voters
But then he wasn't.
thought that he was not transparent at all. No.
He promised you that
no.
he would be transparent about his health records, and then he wasn't. And when you sat with him again,
at all.
including 1 month after the Jackie Walorski thing, you didn't ask him about it. You didn't follow up on the fact that he was falling up the stairs, that he was losing his train of thought regularly, that he was slurring, that he was incomprehensible, that he was getting lost on the White House lawn. You sat right across from him and you asked none of that, notwithstanding the fact that he had promised you he would be fully transparent about his health issues.
That's true, but I did ask him about his age and the fact that the American people had concluded.
Come on, man.
Said whenever anybody brought up the subject of his age, watch me. And I said,
yes,
they're watching you and they are concerned
you
that you were too old for this job.
But you know as well as I do that there's a way of, you can say, hey, there's this poll on your age, or you could say, you just forgot that Jackie Walorski was dead. You asked where she was moments after watching a videotape tribute to her. You lowered the flags at the White House after she died. This happened 13 days before you sat with him. There is a way of pressing a man like that on the actual infirmities to bring it home to him and to the audience, and you didn't do it.
No, he didn't.
That's correct. I didn't. And like I said, I feel humility about my coverage. I mean, it's not like I was asking him his favorite movie or his favorite color. We were talking about Putin. We were talking about other issues of national importance. But yeah, I mean, of course, I've said I look back at my coverage with humility, and I wish I did cover the issues of age and acuity, but I wish I had covered them much more. And I wish, I mean, of course, it's May 2025. Do I wish that in that 10, 15-minute interview I had with Biden in October 2022, that this had been the only subject? Because I had then
well, it wasn't
what I know
just
now.
that, though, Jake. It wasn't just that. I mean, you sat with him a couple of times in the course of his presidency, and these issues were not pressed. Well, there was at least that time, and then there was the time at the beginning. And but separate and apart from that, you covered the Biden's presidency. No. Let me just finish my point. You covered the Biden presidency.
I had one interview
right,
with
and
him
it was
during
13 days after the Jackie Walorski thing. But you covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seemed to be running cover for the president.
I don't think
interested.
That's true.
Well, I mean, we'll start with the Lara Trump issue that you referred. Here it is. This happened in 2020.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
you are
to watch somebody on stage search for
that's so
questions.
amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were
stuttering.
mocking his stutter.
Idea, Joe Biden.
Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel sorry for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place of concern. We all believe that. Lara Trump, thank you so much.
Wow. He better look at that with great humility, because he was disrespectful, dismissive of what she had to say. Listen, the media is supposed to be a unbiased place where they inform the American people, in this case of CNN and Fox News or News Nation or whatever. And the arrogance of Jake Tapper at the time, who looks totally different, by the way, with without glasses, unbelievable.
Do you want to apologize to Lara Trump now?
I've already apologized to her. I called her months ago.
And what did she say?
I mean, I don't want to disclose the contents of a private conversation, but I thought the conversation went well. And she has said this publicly, so I feel fine sharing it. She said that she would never mock anybody's stutter. But I mean, after we did the research for this book, and I realized how bad his acuity issues were, I called Lara Trump and I said, you were right.
She was totally right. That's the thing, because when I watched.
And that's it. You were right. And disrespectful towards her when she brought up a good point. And that's the problem, Jake Tapper, I'll tell you at the end. Never mind.
That clip, and I'm giving voice to what a lot of people watching the show are feeling, Jake. I feel angry because she was right. And not only did you not allow her to make her comments, but you seemed to try to humiliate her. You had a hostility toward the position, but she was totally right. And then you lectured her on how she was in no position to diagnose cognitive decline, which you guys do at length, including on page 4 of your book. You describe at length his cognitive decline, which is all she tried to do with you. But you had such a visceral reaction to her. And my feeling is that's because you didn't want to hear it.
No, I'm happy to talk about this. I didn't come here thinking that you weren't going to ask me about this. So I'm happy to talk to you about it.
No, I know.
The first time I saw the coverage of Lara Trump's comments, which were interpreted as her mocking Joe Biden's stutter, was in January 2020. I read it in conservative media. I read it in the Daily Mail. And that's where I saw that her comments were being interpreted that way. After those comments were publicized, it got a lot of coverage. And Sully Sullenberger wrote an op-ed in the New York Times criticizing her about this. So that's the context for that, that I was following up on a story that had been out there months before. This is also in the context of October 2020, a very intense time. People on the Biden side are saying crazy things about Trump. People on the Trump side are saying crazy things about Biden, including Don Jr. suggesting that Joe Biden is a pedophile. So that is the larger context. But as I said, her comments have aged well. My comments have aged poorly. I own that. But I think what is significant is, in addition to me owning that, the reporting that Alex and I have done, which is beyond just, and when I say just, I don't mean to diminish it, but the comments of Joe Biden making gaffes, saying things stupid, tripping, are all important and all deserved to be aired and all deserve scrutiny. But as you know, Megyn, because even though you look 30 years younger than me, we're roughly the same age, Joe Biden has been saying stupid things for decades. Okay?
I get what you're saying, but this minimizes it too, because it was more than saying stupid things. But I'm telling you, like over here in my ecosphere, we were covering all of these. It wasn't just falling down; it was getting lost. It was some of the stuff you report in your book. We knew, and we were reporting on, like the multi-jump cuts in the videos of him, where it was obvious he couldn't get through a 1-minute take. So they had to use those. It was clear to us that he was using teleprompter, and there was some reporting on that at the time, all of which the White House was denying. Now, with the current White House, I have some connections. With the Joe Biden White House, I had none. But you did. You did. And so while... You've been in Washington 30 years, Jake. You guys, you and CNN have White House connections, but there was no effort, none, to get to the bottom of this. And now for you guys to write this book like there was a cover-up, it's like there was a cover-up and there was an attempted cover-up. It could only ever work if you allowed it.
Wow. There you go. So that was the issue there. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to give you my quick take on this whole thing. Jake Tapper is just doing this because he clearly sees that CNN, that everybody else in CNN is getting killed over this, metaphorically speaking, obviously, over the Biden cancer diagnosis, etc. So he's saying he's watching the ship sink, and he decided to start swimming. He's not going to go down with the ship. So he made a book. He's going against Biden, and he didn't cover it up because it benefited him and his network to not cover to not investigate it as a proper journalist the decline of Joe Biden, and he didn't do it. And now that Joe Biden lost and he's got nothing else to hide, he's decided, I'm gonna make money off of this. He's made millions already based on this book. So whether we like to admit it or not, it is a successful book, bestseller nonetheless. He's made a lot of money on it. He's going to continue to make a lot of money on it. That's all he cared about. So he succeeded at doing what he wanted. The fact of the matter is the public scrutiny will speak for itself, and clearly he's not liked at all. But does he care? I don't think so. Maybe not. I don't know. The fact is, though, if he leaves CNN, I don't know where he's going to go. Maybe News Nation, who is trying to do some of an unbiased thing there. But either way, that's all it is. It's money. And listen, he doesn't have nothing to protect Joe Biden. No, he's not president anymore, so it's irrelevant. He's going to now try to lean towards the middle, maybe lean a little bit towards the right side of things, and bring out all these things that everybody knew without being a journalist and having contacts. They could see that Joe Biden wasn't fit to continue or even run the country, which is crazy. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for tuning in to Veteran Uncensored. My name is Chris Rodriguez. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.